Good morning, my name is Kurt Ranta. I'm Operations Section Chief for Team 12. We take over the fire today, or the fires, Whisky Fire, Sandstone Fire, and Blister Creek Fire from Team 10. So this is our first day. Yesterday was the shadow day with Team 10. It was a smooth transition. I'm going to go over current status and what we plan to do in the fires for today shift. We'll start over in the Whisky Fire. Division Alpha, where the fire's in the wilderness here. Still monitoring that. We don't have people down in the drainages actually working on it, just because of the rugged terrain down there. No way to get people out if they get hurt. We have been monitoring it with flights and also with lookouts up here. And yesterday there was very little activity on the fire. There was no fire spread. There was some heavy fuels that were smoldering that put up some smoke. That was up in the East Fork of Herman Creek here, and then a little bit down here in the Herman Creek proper in one of these drainages here. But like I said, there's no active spread right now. Moving around in a Division Gulf, largely what the Division Gulf and Tango have been doing for the last 2 weeks or so is just kind of monitoring and patrolling this and making sure there is no spread. Up in Division Gulf, the fire's basically moved up into the Eagle Creek fire scar, and it's largely gone out when it gets to that spot there with the weather we had last week. What they're doing with their crews right now is continuing to move along that old hand line, and they're just monitoring that and making sure that everything stays in put and everything stays cold there. So they'll continue to do that today from this division break with Division Tango all the way up to the north towards the Eagle Creek fire scar. Moving down into Division Tango, they're working from the division break all the way down towards the Wadham Lake down here towards 13 along this ridge, and doing a little bit of rehabilitation of lines, just like soft repairs. We're not taking the lines out of commission yet in case the fire starts to move again, but we're doing some work in there. We're also doing some backhaul of hose that we don't need anymore, and then continuing to monitor any activity in here with lookouts on this Tom-like ridge, which has been a little trail that we've connected down to the fire as kind of a backup in case this fire determines it wants to move around a little bit. Moving over into, we do have a contingency group I'll mention, and what that means is they're out looking at any further work that needs to be done on indirect lines and roads out here in case the fire did push to the east, making sure we've got enough indirect lines out here to use to burn out off of. We do not anticipate having to do that, so really that work has been winding down dramatically, and a lot of what they're doing now is looking at doing some of the repair on the roads that have been impacted by the fire traffic, as far as grading and improving some of those roads, assessing what needs to be done out there to the east of the fire. Moving over into the Sandstone fire and the Blister Creek fire. We'll start with the Blister Creek fire. It's the most recent in the complex, a little lightning fire that happened near the Sandstone fire. That's actually been where most of the activity has been in the last couple weeks, but very little activity. It's just very steep in there. You can't get people in, so it's cliffy. The fire's dropped off in there. We were able to get some folks from a crew, a squad of folks in there safely to get to the bottom of it where the heat was showing, work with some helicopters dropping water, and secure that. And as of yesterday afternoon, it was looking really good. We did work with some helicopters yesterday. We do not anticipate needing to do that today because it's no smoke showing in there. They will continue to monitor that from Division Delta Delta and keep an eye. They got really good eyes right down into that fire there, and if something pops up, we'll go address it. Other than that, the rest of the Blister Creek fire is looking really good. Division Delta Delta basically is also in charge of the west side of the Sandstone fire itself, and what they'll be doing today, this is all looking really good, so they'll continue to monitor this area with the resources they have. With the other resources they'll have, they'll continue to do a little bit of mastication work, which is basically going along the roads and brushing them out as a backup for some of these contingency lines that if this fire for some reason did get out, then we would have these backup lines in here that we could utilize to catch the fire at. We'll continue to do that. They're also doing some road grading up in the 7010 road here, which is one of the primary access roads, and doing a little bit of chipping, which is like rehab, repair type work. When we prep a road, it leaves debris. We get in there with chippers and we get rid of that debris. So we'll be doing that in here. Moving over into the east side of the fire, a Division Yankee, they'll be doing the same thing. This is a very spiny kind of knifey ridge called Thunder Mountain Ridge. They'll continue to have the resources they have go up there and just make sure there's no smokes near the line and doing additional securing they have there like they've been doing for quite a while. and then continuing to keep an eye on this stuff with the resources. On the east side, in this 4620 road, they're continuing to do some chipping up there as far as rehabilitation goes. That's all for the fires. As you guys know, if you're local, it's supposed to be hot and dry this weekend with the holiday weekend, so we are keeping an eye out on that. So lookouts on all the fires, keeping an eye on any increased fire behavior. We don't anticipate any fire movement or large fire movement at this point, but these are some of the hottest and the driest temperatures we had, and actually maybe the hottest and the driest temperatures that these fires have seen since they started. So we're very cognizant of that. We're also cognizant of the holiday weekend with more traffic around. As we get into next week, weather will get more kind of average, but looking to make it through this weekend with a little bit of heightened awareness with the weather. So that's the update for today.